Hello and welcome to another video. And well, I made a video the other day looking at Tommy's Battle Tanks Amico deep dive, and that was the video. You can see there is Tommy pointing at John Avocado's moustache. It says Battle Tanks in the background. Look, Battle Tanks, Battle Tanks. After they made that video, they realised there was something wrong, and we'll come to what that is. And so thanks to Darius Truxton and also Goose. I'll put links to his videos in the description. Battle Tanks. Now, after a short time, after less than an hour, in fact by the time I made my video, they'd made their video unlisted. And now it's completely gone. I wonder why that could be. Oh, look. Tank Battle. So it's gone from Battle Tanks to Tank Battle. Battle Tanks, Tank Battle. Battle Tanks, Tank Battle. And it says final name to be decided. Oof. So, and then we have Goose's video where, I'll just show part of it. I won't show the whole thing, but we'll link to it in the description below. So if you want to see the whole thing, go and look at his video. So yeah, a bit of the bit of that there. Mostly a stolen image from the game War Thunder. And there we have it. And then also they replaced the tank on the right, but the tank and explosion in the back of the same scene. Actually, look. In fact, they look like it's actually the same tank anyway. So I don't know, unless there's something else I'm not looking at. But also, come on, tank on the selection screen. So that's on John's selected tank, and then we get to. This is a stock image from a website that specialises that it's not for commercial use. And there we go. And there's another one where, as you'll see, they've taken it from it's either this source or another source, but it has Fury on the tank. So wherever it is on the Amico thing, it's got Fury written on there, and and that's taken from. God, let's just see what that's from. Fury. I forgot what it's called now. There we go. Tommy. His thing from Fury says the Fury tank from World of Tanks. So yeah, and he's even left the name Fury on there. What an absolute dolt he really is. Oof. But we don't want to give you just that. So this is from the Amico, Intellivision Amico Reddit, and someone's found who's this Paraclaw has found a couple of images. Battle Tanks from Evo Play and Battle Tanks from Intellivision. So basically, it's a copyrighted title. That's why they've changed the title. As if they hadn't actually looked this up. I didn't know about Battle Tanks, the original game, but I'm not the one with a multi-million-dollar company making games, or trying to make games. And so we have, that's the Evo Play game, and that's Intellivision. Evo Play? Intellivision. I mean, come on, man. Oof. And there's also I'll be honest, I don't know really quite what the projection thing means, but we'll just see what we got here. This is worth listening to. It's about 30 seconds. Well, if I put the volume on, it'd be 30 seconds. Let's just start again. Talk amongst yourself.
I wish I could give you a couple examples of what I'm talking about, but I can't because someone will steal the idea and put it in the game before we get a chance to do it. So
Don't.
I wish I could give you a couple examples of what I'm talking about, but I can't because someone will steal the idea and put it in the game before we get a chance to do it. So I wish I could give you a couple examples of what I'm talking about, but I can't because someone will steal the idea and put it in the game before we get a chance to do it. So
I was picking his nose as we go, so that's quite fun. Then we got more bullshittery, this time from John Riggs, and yeah, thanks to get this video from. Yes, thanks to Darius Truxton again for this one. And actually, just before I get to what the problem is, he did mention that John Riggs has purple eyes, like he's wearing purple eyeshadow. I don't think that's the case. I think he shoots lasers out of his eyes, and he's obviously getting a bit tired. So actually, look, it could have purple lights, like LED lights in front of him, and they're just reflecting in his specs. So yeah, that could be a thing. But he claims the Popeye for Switch team threatened to sue him, and how he couldn't get a review copy, even though he's got 125,000 subscribers. Shit, I got 5,000 subscribers. I mean, maybe I've been doing my website for over 20 years. I can get review copies. You can get a fucking review copy, you bearded twat. So, but they threatened to sue me just because he gave a bad review and said it was a shitty game, and then he's saying in this video how it's all, he likes to be Mr. Positive and how it's not the worst game ever. So I mean, it looks a bit crap anyway. But go play the arcade original. I mean, the Atari 2600 version wasn't fantastic, but the arcade version of the 80s game really is quite fun. But this just looks pants. But I'm not going to play the video. I mean, probably won't even bother linking it. But basically the problem is RGT85 claimed that Nintendo threatened to sue him over some review he made for what was the game now? I've forgotten. Anyway, the point is that RGT didn't show any concrete evidence. He showed part of an email that addressed him as hello. Now, I'm sorry, but any legal department writing to you does not address you as hello. They would say, "Dear Mr. RGT," use his proper name. Meanwhile, Briggs doesn't show any proof at all. So he's talking about his fucking arse. He's just trying to get clicks off the RGT shit for just trying to do the same thing as he did. But do we believe John Briggs? But who's trying to get clicks off John Briggs's clicks for originally trying to get clicks off RGT's clicks? So the same day, another beardy weirdy just decides to put up another video about it, and so he's just trying to get clout off John Riggs's clout, and Riggs can only get 143,000 views, and RGT gets 85,000. In fact, I'm not sure whether RGT is angry about it or whether someone just took a picture of him on the toilet after he had a bit of a mishap. But anyway, then we get to DJC played Finnigan Fox at the Boston event and said it was jaw-dropping. So thanks to Darius Struxon and Tommy Uyamiko for the heads up on this. It's just it's supposed to be an easy game. Now Darius said he says the controller is the problem because of the lag. I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the fact that this is the first time that DJC has ever played a video game, and that's probably the way it'll stay because he said he won't get any joy out of those Amico games because they're just cardboard boxes. They'll never be fulfilled. But anyway, here we have. I mean, it's the end of November. Where are we up to now? What date is it in November? I've lost track. It's the 20th as I record this. But this is obviously Finnigan Fox 2021 09 29. So it's 2 months old footage, clearly. But we'll show the footage. I'll only show a bit of it. I've turned the sound off because you just got Tommy barking in the background and Saggy Melons squealing away. Probably Tommy keeps goosing her, I don't know. I mean, we can get, anyway, he can get some action. And DJC is missing out, obviously. So, he's trying to show her his devastating tattoos of his logo, presumably. But yeah, I'll just show a bit of this. I won't show too much. But Fox, and it's a bit choppy anyway, as people have pointed out. But those are gaps that you have to jump across. So the stupid thing is, if you change it to winter, you can just walk straight across. So he does that, changes it back to summer, when, why, I don't know, and then he jumps backwards. Well, he just sort of rolls backwards. Why does that happen? Is it because there's lag on the controller, or the controls are just very unresponsive? Ooh, I wonder. But yeah, you can't even jump properly. You got a double jump thing, and what a hopeless case. He just jump. This is the first video game he's ever bloody played. It's fucking hopeless. And yeah, you got the double jump there because it's just way too big a jump. So, okay, double jump in a game isn't a new thing, but come on, at least just absolutely hopeless. It really is. So he just changes it to, yeah, to the icy one, to winter, and then you can just do it anyway. So you may as well just leave it on that and make it even easier, even if you couldn't jump because he's just a complete div. Oh, and he can't even shoot. Oh, God, Bennett. And that's very watch the choppiness on that. Just when that sort of circle comes around him. Here we go. Oh God, that's fucking awful. But we don't want to give you that. It's time for more slope shit. Let's get on with it. So we're back on Slopes' extra slope channel. It's that racial slur there, Slope. And yeah, still I'm beating him for hits. I've got just over 5,000 subs. He's got 8,000 subscribers. I get 45,000 this time, and he's got 13,000 in the last month. So despite him having a channel that has 150,000 subscribers, no one's come over to him on this one because he has a couple of live streams on there, and they're barely getting just over 200 hits. Well, 400 odd for that one. Anyway, so we're up to one. Let's just go back a little bit. We're up to 123 thereabouts, roughly. I'll just go back a little bit just in case. And where are we up to now? So we've got an hour and 20 minutes still to go, which is God, I can't do maths anymore. That's 80 minutes. So divided by 3, that's about 26, 27 minutes. We'll just we'll go through it and we'll see how far we get. So this will be part 4 of a potential 6. Ooh, let's go.
Or if we knew now what we knew then, or what we didn't know then. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, that was Tommy doing his thing about if there are no knowns and known unknowns, like, you know, Donald Rumsfeld who had his bum felt. Yeah, he's just trying to get away from his lies by just saying, well, if we'd known at the time, if we'd known at the time that we were going to talk out of our fucking arse and rip people off, then maybe we would have done exactly the same thing. And Slopes just lets it happen.
If we knew now what we didn't know then, we would have never have given a second date.
Right, okay, no, that's fair enough. People are asking Earthworm Jim questions, so I'm going to ask just a final one before we move away from
Earthworm Jim. That's never coming out.
That, but how's multiplayer going to work, if you can say?
Very uniquely.
This is a gift that keeps on giving, isn't it? I bet he doesn't give a proper answer. Just more bluff and bluster.
I will say this, and you can also expect to play for the first time ever, be able to choose the character you want to play.
So there's going to be more than one character in Earthworm Jim?
He's not saying because he hasn't got. He's just making this shit up on the spot, and Slopes accepts it.
Potentially.
Fucking bullshitter.
Also, we use multiplayer in a way that's very funny, and that utilizes multiple controllers, even if you're playing it by yourself.
Interesting.
What? Hey?
Uses multiple controllers. That's very funny, and that utilizes multiple controllers, even if you're playing it by yourself.
Fucking lying out of his fucking arse.
Interesting.
Just, fucking hell, Slopes. Call it out like a fucking lie. Jesus Christ, he's hopeless.
Okay, my mind's racing now.
If he had a reputation, I don't know. It's gone down the fucking toilet with this interview, I tell you.
Now, my mind's racing. Now, let's move on from Earthworm Jim and let's talk about the successor to this bad boy.
Yes!
Echo the Dolphin.
Echo the Dolphin, a rather rubbish game which people seem to latch onto as a cult favourite, and which a rumour came out about there being a sequel or follow-up or whatever, or remake for the Amico that only will ever have original games, and I don't know, it just seems to be hanging around like a bad smell, this idea, this rumour.
Finn, what's going on with that?
Yeah,
that's third party. Am I not mistaken?
Nothing.
These are people not in your team now. These are third party people.
Correct. So Ed Annunziata is the original creator and designer, producer of the game that you held in your hand.
Yes.
And his team is based.
How long before we get a place your bets now?
Yes.
And his team is based. He's got some people in San Francisco, other people are over in Europe, and yeah, Ed's a good, very dear friend of mine for many years. So we started, and me and Ed, came together in person, and we kind of designed a game that is.
Hang on. Can we just replace Tommy's batteries? He seems to have run out of puff. Just, it really is hopeless. He's just, I've been talking now for an hour and a half. I'm struggling to think of a lie that will fly. Just, oof.
A game that is because the original Echo the Dolphin game, if you remember, I mean, it's a pretty hard game. It's
most people can't get out of the first pool of water.
Yeah. So we wanted to make it more fun.
Yeah, I'll probably give Echo a teleport machine or the ability to fly. That would make sense.
And less difficult and challenging.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to add in multiplayer when needed. And here's a perfect example. We're talking about Earthworm Jim.
Multiplayer.
Because people might be scratching their heads going, what the hell is he talking about? I'll give you an example of Echo the Dolphin and the way we've designed the game. So at Echo, instead of being Echo the Dolphin, in this game, and this is why we call it Dolphin Quest, is that you're actually a pod of dolphins or creatures. And so if you're playing it single player and on your controller, you can actually see all 4 of the different dolphins.
Show us that footage. Show us those 4 dolphins on the controller. Oh, you can't, can you? Because you've just made it up right now.
And at any time, you can pick a dolphin by touching the controller, touching that dolphin.
Lie.
And you automatically take over that dolphin.
Bullshit.
So all of the dolphins, though, they have different skills and abilities. For example, one dolphin might have the best and strongest sonar to see things that, keys or invisible things or whatever.
All right, dolphins use their sonar to see invisible items. Wow, I never knew that was a thing. I should have listened to David Attenborough more closely.
Another dolphin is very, very powerful, the most powerful. So only they might be able to bust a block open or to bust open the entranceway of a cave.
Just making it up on the fly.
Another, the baby dolphin is the smallest dolphin. And
the baby is the smallest one? Oh my god. How could anyone guess?
And maybe that dolphin can only fit into certain crevices that the others can't. And then the 4th dolphin maybe is the fastest dolphin. Or
there's not about 5 dolphins by now. I've lost count. It sounds like a mishmash of ideas from every game we've ever had in the past. And, better games that you can go and play now rather than wait for this shit to come out.
Or can do a bigger jump, a faster jump up to get something in the air, right? And so even if you're playing it as a single player and you get to certain areas, you say, oh, you know what? I'm going to, boom, I'm choosing the baby dolphin now. And then you're playing that character, boom, and then he comes out and joins the pod again. Oh, now I need the other character to bust open.
Yeah, it's just like every game I've played before. It really is. Just, it's like even thinking the one that's just sprung to mind is The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2. You just have things where, Joel, you need Joel to do certain things, and you need to switch to Ellie to do certain things. And but there's so many examples, so many examples of that. And Tommy's trying to make it sound like a brand new thing, and Slopes is just letting it happen.
Open the whatever, or the sonar to find the whatever. So you can see how even having multiple dolphins, but in single player mode. Now, what if a second player at any time turns on a controller? Well, guess what? They can play with you as well too.
Excuse me. Sorry, I just took that in a rather unfortunate way you meant when he said the other player can play with you as well. So I suppose they take over from one of the dolphins and just make the game even easier, blah, blah, blah.
They can pick any of the other 3 dolphins at any time. And what if a third player comes in? You don't have to restart the game. You don't have to just pick it up. Oh, boom. All 4 people now can be playing and saying, oh, who's the baby dolphin? Go in there. Go.
I don't know. It's well, I mean, I know exactly what Tommy's game is, but I don't know. Maybe Slopes is sat there thinking, "This is bullshit, Tommy. Tommy, you're talking out your fucking arse." But hey, I'm trying to keep this positive. I don't want to call you out for being a liar, so I'll just try and maintain my composure.
Now you're communicating. Now you're helping out. Now you're, this and that. So there's a perfect example of using our controller. And by the way, the disc 64 positions, moving the dolphin around.
Yeah, liar. This is what analog is what analog joysticks on the joypads, the gamepads are for. Just you've got the control that you need anyway. But he says you need 64 directions. You don't. Fucking hell.
It's so amazing. It's, again...
Well, show it happening. Show the footage. Show you playing it. Oh, you can't because you've just made it up.
You can't do it on a D-pad. And even an analog stick feels different because analog sticks are always pulling back to the center, right? They're always springing back to the center.
Yeah, there's a reason why they do that. It's because if you just let them go in one direction, never return, that's a problem Atari had with, was it the 2600? I forget. Was it the 7800 that did that? They had the non-centering joysticks. It's either the 5200 or the 7800. I forget which. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments or comment. I remember I had a BBC Model B as well, and I think there was also a non-centering joystick for that. And I played that once. God, it was fucking awful. A non-centering joystick is the worst thing you can have because you move it and then you can never move it back to the center when you need it to, and it just ends up, then your character on screen just ends up drifting away somewhere else, and it's just hopeless. But for some reason in Tommy's world, that's a good idea. Brilliant, well done, kid.
When you have a disc in 64 positions and you're able to spin it around, it just feels special. It feels really unique.
Well, he's certainly a bit special, isn't he, Tommy?
So that'll give you a little bit of an insight. Yes, it's going to be a simpler game, and it's going to be multiplayer.
I think the word is more simple, not simpler. Let's just I don't think simpler is actually a word. Simpler. Let's have a look. Pardon me. Is simpler a word? Oh. Going to study.com or it won't even let me view this answer. I've got to create an account to view a fucking answer on study.com, or as Americans might say, study.com. Question: is simpler a word? When writing or speaking, your word choice makes a big impression. Oh no, actually, sorry, that's just a bit of waffle before it actually gives me the answer. But in the bit that Google shows me, because I can't read it properly on their website. Simpler is a word. The word comes from the root word simple with the suffix of "r" added on. Simple is an adjective meaning easy to do. I know that. So it is a word. Well, Who knew?
But single player as well. And
it sounds like the multiplayer is going to be like a co-op experience.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But
losing your money when this thing goes down the pan, that'll be an experience.
We also have a versus mode as well.
Oh, making that up on the fly. Bullshit.
That's kind of like a high-scoring kind of acrobat fun thing as well.
What?
Fair enough. That's cool. No chance.
Mode as well. That's kind of like a high-scoring kind of acrobat fun thing as well.
What the fuck does that mean?
Fair enough. That's cool. No chance of getting that.
No challenge from Slopes there. What a surprise.
License from Sega, I assume.
Hang
that's
on.
cool.
Hang on. Have we actually got a good question from Slopes? Blimey.
Acrobat fun thing as well.
Fair enough. That's cool. No chance of getting that license from Sega, I assume.
Oh right, no. Just I thought it was a good question, but no, it's just it's not a good question.
We never said that.
I don't know.
Oh right, so now he's doing the he's doing the whole misdirection thing of it. We never said we can't do that. It's trying to imply that they can, which means they can't. He's just trying to string people along even further because he's trying to get more money from the investors before Christmas, before they throw this thing down the toilet in January or February 2022.
That's me thinking out loud.
Yeah. Let's.
That's all right, because that's all Tommy's been doing for this entire 3-hour interview.
Say that things could potentially happen.
Fuck off.
Do we have the Echo license? No.
Will we ever get the Echo license? Can I time this right?
Do we have the Echo license?
Hang on. Just try and time it exactly right.
Could potentially happen. Do we have the Echo license?
Will they ever get the Echo license?
No. Could we potentially get it someday before the game launches?
No.
Possibility.
No.
Yeah.
Liar.
Okay,
liar.
That's cool.
Liar.
And the other...
That's cool.
A big one that I'm really excited about, besides, some of the ones that are...
I had a big one earlier today, and I had to open the window of the bathroom afterwards.
Already, I've got right here. Breakout. I am very excited about Breakout.
See, Breakout does look quite like fun, but it's the kind of thing that'd be worth a couple of quid in the Steam store. You might buy in the winter sale, and that's it. Just something to play. I'd pay 2 or 3 quid for that, I think, but I would not pay. I'm not going to buy a $300 console to go with it just for that. Fucking hell.
Yeah. So Breakout's being done by an incredible, absolutely phenomenal studio. They're called Choice Provisions. Alex over there and his team are unbelievable. So talented, so thinking outside the box, so high quality when it comes to the effects and the visuals, the audio, everything about those guys, absolutely phenomenal. Again, there's another game where we showed gameplay footage of it over a year ago, I think. And, there's 60, 70 levels, 100 levels or whatever.
If he knew there was 100 levels, why did he say 60 or 70? That's another tell.
And you see it all working, and we have 2-player mode and all sorts of different stuff. That one will be a fun one.
2-player mode, same as we had it 40 years ago. So nothing new then.
That one is so good that, again, that won't be one that we want to do on launch. We want to
we don't want to give you anything you might want to play.
Make a really special spotlight when that comes out. We want.
Are you going to get like a big YouTuber to present that one? That's usually the bullshit they come out with.
I want to build that one up for a couple of weeks.
Well, you've been building this up for 3 years, and you're trying to narrow that down to a couple of weeks. Fuck off.
Putting out different trailers and different things. We want to really build that one up so that it gets a big fanfare when it's released.
I'm right in saying it's the people that made Bit Trip Beat.
Yes, Bit Trip.
Yeah,
yes,
and and that's why I'm excited. I absolutely adore that game, and obviously the classic arcade game Breakout. Mixing those two together, yes, please. So okay, so that's the games. But obviously you got these 6 games that are coming out on the console when it is actually released. How many of those 6 are? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, the 6 that are free.
Did Tommy think he was going to get tripped up there? I just looked up Bit Trip Beats. Never played it. I don't. I'm not familiar with that game, but anyways.
How many of those 6 are? Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, the 6 that are free. Sorry. How many of those 6 games are literally finished?
None. Well, I bet Tommy says they're all finished, even though they had to go back to the design board with Cornhole. In fact, that's another one where it was shown on the Reddit site, that Intellivision Amico Reddit somewhere, where there's a cornhole design for the board that they've just ripped off from somewhere else. The one with like a skull image, I think.
Like they're on that hard drive. You say ready to.
5 of the 6 are.
I don't know. I don't want to know what's on Tommy's hard drive.
Literally finished. Like they're on that hard drive. You say ready to.
5 of the 6 are 98.9%.
Fuck right off. That is talking out of his. That's some extreme bullshitting there. 98.9%. Fuck off.
Are 98.9% done. The reason
Let's just pull a figure out my arse.
I say that is because
you're a lying piece of.
0.9% done. The reason I say that is because if games are just sitting there, right, and we feel like adding another level or something,
you see, this is the trouble. This is his misdirection. This is a perfect example of his misdirection. They can't just make a game and then say, right, we'll have the no, but the game's not ready yet because we want to add another level. No, that's not what you do. You can release more levels later. You can do an update later. I mean, he said they wouldn't want to have any DLC or anything like that, any paid DLC. I mean, you could have free DLC, I suppose. But yeah, he said he wasn't going to have any paid DLC. But okay, so you can start off with your 60, 70, 100 levels, whatever it is. If you want to add more later on, fine. But just get the game out. Get the game out. People are playing it. If a game comes out and everyone thinks it's shit and no one's going to play it, there's no point adding levels to it because no one's going to get the benefit from it. But just put the game out. If it's good and people want to play it, of course you won't get these games out because they're not coming out. But in under normal circumstances, you just put the game out and then sort of tinker with it later on and add the extra levels and so on. He's just constantly redrawing the drawing board, just going back to the drawing board. And if you keep doing that, nothing will come out.
Right? And we feel like adding another level or something, then we're going to add another level, right? So
Yeah, because what a 100 level game needs, really urgently needs, and needs to be delayed, is just one more level. Bullshit.
Or if we have extra time to work on it, you know what? Let's do a...
You've had 3 fucking years so far, at least. Plus however long before you did the first announcement.
Longer cinematic scene at the end when you win.
Shut up.
So putting stuff... So that's why I say it's 98.
So they're ready now, but you might add more.
How many of the games are shippable at this moment? All of them.
Yeah, they're shippable because they're shippable in cardboard form. And then you can just keep them on you can then order 10 boxes of them all to stick on your shelf until the end of time when the Amico might come out. Fucking bullshit.
Right? But if we're still putting stuff in, I'd be called a liar if I said they were 100% done.
Calling Tommy a liar? Well, I never.
Right? They're not 100% done if you're still working on them. That's true.
Cool.
So it's a tough question to answer.
The Slopes just ignores, doesn't challenge anything, lets it happen. Bad interviewer.
Answer without people, trying to use my word for nefarious reasons.
Fair enough. And obviously got these 8 games that are sitting here with me now. Evil Knievel, Dino Blaster, Finnigan Fox, Biplanes, Brain Jewel.
You've not got the games with you, just got bits of cardboard.
Rigid Force Redux Enhanced, Moon Patrol, and Missile Command.
Yeah, only one of those isn't 100% done.
Only one isn't.
Only one is not. Oh, I'll tell you what it is too. It's Brain Duel, because we're adding more.
Again, we're adding more. We're adding more. You can add more later. Just if the game was coming out, you could just get it out.
A lot more things. We ended up changing the way the interface works with the controller. It's much cooler now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only one that's not 100% complete at this point.
And I know you had a pretty cool factoid about Brain Duel. I'll let you.
Oh, the doctor. I don't want to mess up his name.
Kawashima.
How is this pronounced?
Kawashima.
Kawashima. Yeah, he's the guy who did Brain Age. The guy who did the problems for Brain Age is the same. And by the way, that was one of the biggest physical media sales in the world, was the original Brain Age for the DS. It sold, I think, 40 million units.
Yeah,
and
it sold big numbers.
When people,
really, a brain training game had the biggest sales? I doubt it.
Like to make fun of us. They say, oh, why the hell did they do Brain Age? Or, oh, Brain Age I don't care about. Brain Age is going to suck. Brain Age is this and that. It's like, again, a lot of times people can only think within their own bubble, and I get that, and I respect that. But before you call us idiots...
Really? Would we do that?
Consider that we're not making the machine maybe exactly just for you.
Yeah,
so,
my wife will adore Brain Duel.
Perfect. There you go.
For my
Perfect
son.
example.
I mean, my wife's a teaching assistant, so it's perfect
there
for us. But yeah, not so much for me, as stated. So,
but your wife will be able to beat you in Brain Duel. I think.
That's why I'm never going to play against her. Definitely. So L Source on Twitter asks, which video game that you have worked on in the past would you like to see revived, remade, or ported onto this?
Well,
system?
I mean, the easy answer would be Earthworm Jim, but
Red Dead Redemption 2? Oh, maybe not.
We're already doing that. That's a great question.
The answer is MDK, isn't it? Come on.
Tommy was thinking about it. Sorry, I've just taking a ice cube in my mouth. That's a bad idea, wasn't it?
I was never a huge fan myself personally of MDK. I appreciate it. I think it's a cool game, but I like something like Global Gladiators or Aladdin would be cool, to do.
I've not played Global Gladiators, but from what I've seen of Aladdin, it's just a rather basic platformer.
It's probably not going to happen, though, is it? Let's be honest. You're probably not going to get Aladdin on there.
I mean...
Oh, is he going to try and say that they're going to get a Disney license suddenly?
To say that we haven't been talking to Disney for 3 years...
Would be true.
...would be false information.
It'd be true. See? More bullshit. Maybe it's like Slopes is just feeding him these questions, and maybe they were... worked out in advance. Who knows?
Ooh.
Bullshit. Just call him out. Fucking hell. Hopeless interviewer. Hopeless interview.
I mean, Disney...
A bit of fapping under the desk.
For 3 years would be false information.
Ooh. Interesting.
Not sure who's fapping, or unless it's just Tommy's foot going, because he can't talk that much bullshit.
I mean, when the Aladdin remake happened last year, the person who did that was Mike Micah at Other Oceans, who are doing Night Stalker for us. They're doing a bunch of games, Cloudy Mountain. They're doing...
Which we've not seen any footage of since day one.
A series of games for us. They have a very good relationship with Disney. And in fact, the Earthworm Jim team, when we were designing Earthworm Jim, that's when we filmed all of those Aladdin behind-the-scenes stuff, was at that Earthworm Jim meeting.
The ones that are on that cartridge, on the collection.
The ones that are on that new cartridge. And so Other Oceans has a good relationship with Disney. We have a relationship with Disney, and Intellivision's always had a relationship with Disney, Mattel. We have a great relationship with Other Oceans. Aladdin, they got the code for that was through me, and because Dave Perry.
I'm going to put subtitles on. So now he's saying he's responsible for the Aladdin remake, and I doubt it.
Perry had it sitting on his hard drive. So, say that, so we have a great relationship with all those folks. I'll leave it at that.
Bullshit.
But your 10 Commandments, you wouldn't be able to put that on there anyway, based on the fact that you don't want to put games on there that are already released for another system. And obviously,
but if we were to, what I'm saying is, if we were to redo Aladdin, let's redraw all of the art, like make it even more sharp.
The same way.
Same with Finnigan Fox.
Make it more dimensional.
Oh shit! I sort of guessed what you were going to say, but yeah, let's just redesign it, make it look like Finnigan Fox, a game that even DJC can't play. Fucking hell.
Add a multiplayer mode to it. Add something on top of it. Let's do the music live, like with real instruments, as opposed to the FM synthesis. Do you see what I'm saying? Could we update it?
Just to emphasize people, like, this isn't happening. This is a really cool idea.
No, we're in Dream World right now.
This is a cool idea. But you give it the same treatment you have with something like Finnigan Fox, where that's a
perfect example.
It looks more hand drawn than it was originally with Fox and Forest.
Yeah.
Okay, and
more. Excuse me. More bullshit.
Okay, Tom Gentle on Twitter asks, is there any space for indie developers to support the platform?
Probably the same with the Atari VCS, but then a lot of developers got in touch with Atari and they never even bothered getting back to them.
Absolutely. If you go to Intellivision.com, go to
.com. What sort of suffix is CALM? I don't know.
Our contact page, and there's a developer email address. I think it's developers@intellivision.com. And send an email and say that you're interested. If you have examples of work you've already done, maybe you've done games on Steam or Switch or...
Yeah, you can help them make some games because they're fresh out of ideas.
Or whatever, feel free to send us links of that as well too. And the other thing to know about Intellivision developers is that we don't charge people for the development kits, which is very unique because Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo do for the most part.
Yeah.
So we don't charge our developers for that. We also...
Is that the case? I mean, I don't know personally, but if you know, let me know in the comments below.
So for the most part, if they need it, we pay the developers up front or along the way.
So they pay developers up front. I wonder if any developers could actually corroborate that, because they're running out. They've run out of money. Where are they getting this money from?
The process, if they want it. Which again is very different because mostly independent developers, they have to do a Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign in order to raise money, or they're just doing it for free by themselves or whatever. So, in essence, we become partners. And here's another great news. We've created this internal development team at Intellivision to give all of the indie developers out there access to the Earthworm Jim team, to the people who created the hardware, to the engineers who can help optimize your code, to the audio department, the art director.
I thought the audio department was just Tommy making stuff up, making hundreds of sound effects.
Want the art director from Earthworm Jim to help you with your art? That's what Intellivision...
Isn't he busy with Earthworm Jim?
Can supply you. Marketing, PR, all of these extra added stuff that, again, I don't think we get enough credit for. There's just silly rumors out there to say, oh, Intellivision takes 50% of independent developers' royalties. That's mean. That's scammy. That is completely untrue, given the fact of all of the other stuff that comes along, with all of the things we do. And by the way, there is no set percentage. Every single game we do, every project we do, every indie developer that we sign, it's different, and it's created around their needs. Do they want money up front, or do they want more percentage in the back end? Do they want us to provide the audio and some of the art and some of the 3D models and some optimization?
It sounds like a big money tree that can just be shaken and all the money falls down. Whatever you need, he'll provide it. This is classic scammery. Just promising the world and delivering absolutely nothing of it. This is grooming, it's scamming, it's shameful, because none of this is going to happen. And old Slopes, he's just letting it happen.
Or are they going to handle all that? A company like Choice Provisions, for example, they don't need much of anything, right? Because they have all these incredible people. But maybe some indie developers want audio that I will personally do myself on the weekends.
Oh yeah,
it's been said that I will personally do myself on the weekends.
Oh yeah, because he doesn't want a life, does he? It's such bullshit.
It's been said.
Someone's actually said, how far will you be willing to ship the dev kits?
How far?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a developer in
anywhere.
India working with us right now. We have developers in Poland and Greece and all over Germany. So yeah, that doesn't matter where you're based. India is probably the one that was the hardest to get to, because they have all these weird import taxes and things.
And even with Cloud asks, is there any major third parties involved?
Major third parties, meaning publishers?
third party developers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would consider Choice Provisions, Other Oceans, Stainless Games, a few we can't announce yet.
We can't announce. I think I've heard of Stainless Games. I've not heard of the others, and I'm not always too familiar on third-party developer names
yet, but they're big. But yeah, I would consider all of those major third-party developers.
If they're major, why haven't Xbox snapped them up for Game Pass?
For sure.
Sweet. Right. Okay.
Award-winning. Yeah.
What awards have they won? Oh, he's not saying.
Yeah, sure. So on to the harder stuff. How are you? Because one of your 10 commandments is the fact that you're only able to offer a game. You're only going to offer out games that are 7 out of 10 or above.
Right.
By whose metric?
So here's the thing that people should know about the 10 commandments. It was kind of tongue in cheek.
Just talking out of his arse.
Okay.
Certain commandments are made to be broken. It doesn't mean you're going to hell.
So he's just lying again.
If you break a commandment, right? So again, I think it's another example of, he said this 3 years ago, and he's a liar if he goes back. So what's the 7 out of 10 thing? What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, more interesting, like, who is judging that to be a 7 out of 10 game?
The Earthworm Jim team.
Right. Okay.
The internal folks, our game testers, our quality assurance people, our internal team, folks, call it Intellivision. Intellivision and all of the 600 years of video game experience that we have throughout our company.
600 years?
Call it Intellivision. Intellivision and all of the 600 years of...
Yeah, so it's just more bluff and bluster, talking out of his fucking arse.
Video game experience that we have throughout our company, those people, we're deciding.
The example that I see...
Is it, what happened there with the lights in Tommy's house? Just
those people were deciding.
It's like the light. If he had a light on his face, it's gone off.
The example that I see get given often is cornhole. Now,
Cornhole's not happening.
Probably going to be the best cornhole game ever made, right?
But yeah, I downloaded a cornhole game on my Android phone, and I played it for about a minute, and then uninstalled it. It was crap. But yeah, it's not my kind of thing. But it's out there now. It was free. So why would you spend $300 on this thing?
I would go on record and say that. Yes.
And who in the UK plays cornhole anyway? I'd never even heard of it until it came out of Tommy's mouth.
I feel comfortable saying that.
But a lot of reviewers, I would say the vast majority of reviewers, I think the way people are using that as an example is the fact that if we came with just Wii Bowling, that wouldn't be a 7 out of 10 game, but because it comes as a whole package, that makes it a quality packing game. Whereas Cornhole, it seems like a very one-dimensional game. As good as it may be,
it's barely one-dimensional.
As good as it may be.
I'd push back a couple ways. First of all, I would say that Wii Bowling was not a complete game. You could only bowl 3.
No, but what I'm saying is you didn't just have Wii Bowling. You had Wii Bowling, you had Wii Tennis,
right.
You had Wii...
Right, because they were little
thing.
tiny slices, right?
Yeah, if I bought Monkey Ball and the only thing on there was Monkey Bowling, I would like it, but I'd be a bit like, oh, come on, where's the rest of the game?
Correct. So
excuse me, the Super Monkey Ball game, the one that came out recently, that's got loads of stuff on it. It's great. But Tommy's not got that on his fucking console, has he? He's just got this the games are just... It's just one little game, and it's not going very far. And he expects people to pay $10 for that. No.
So the cornhole game is very, very in depth. There's
here we go.
There's I think 40 different countries.
So you can just select your different country, and that makes 40 different games. Oh.
That you go to. Each there's 120 different places to unlock.
Yeah, it's just talking out of his arse, just making this up on the fly, unless he's reading off his list of bullshit to the side, just to prompt him.
And they get harder and harder and harder. There's hundreds.
Yeah, a bit of a touch of his face, that's a tell.
And they get harder and harder and harder.
Here we go. Oh, God, I'm sweating. I've got to think of more lies.
There's hundreds of different bags that you can collect and boards that you can collect.
So bags act the same as another bag. Boards, another board. So it's just... It's the same game, but just with different skins on the boards and stuff. So just the same game over and over and over and over. There's no progression in these games. No progression whatsoever.
There's multiple different ways to play against a computer, against a human person, a computer.
Yeah, you can throw the ball and throw the bag and have it land on the board, or you can just throw the console out the window.
Computer on your team playing 2 humans, or a human versus 2 computers, whatever. Lots of different ways. We have arcade mode. We have tournament modes. We have,
Just heads up. Don't watch this video with 3D glasses on, because Tommy's nose is sticking out the screen and it's about to poke me in the eye.
Solo mode or whatever. So there's lots of different ways to play the game, and it's super easy and super fun to understand. So although a hardcore gamer might say, you know what, I think cornhole sucks and I think it's a 2. Happy for you.
Just
hardcore gamer might say, you know what, I think cornhole sucks and I think it's a 2. Happy for you.
Yeah.
But non-gaming grandma is going to think it's a 10.
Yeah, because of course it's so they judge what's a 7 out of 10 by how different sections of the community will rate it. So they'll put out a game and I might think it's a 2 out of 10, but DJC and OEB Pete before, well, in the olden days, before he sort of changed his name to Class E Gaming Bum Fun, he would think it's a 10, because he thinks anything from the Amico is a 10. So yeah, that's how their metrics work, it seems.
So it's going to be a 7 out of 10 to someone, and that'll be across the
board. Bullshit.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's all that meant. Sure.
Fuck off.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, no challenge there. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I know, like, yeah, I know the other one that got brought up as well is where is it?
And by the way, Dan, really quick on that, the reason we kind of put that as a commandment and made up, an arbitrary 7 out of 10, what we were really saying there is that we're not going to have stupid shovelware crap, because
you're going to have exactly stupid shovelware crap. What do you think that Evil Knievel game is?
That's what killed the Wii, right? There was so much, well, not that it killed it, never, you know what I mean, but
it made
like
all the good stuff get buried.
Yes, correct. Is that we're about quality.
I think Tommy's glitching like Max Headroom.
Not quantity. That's kind of what we're saying in there. Now, again,
quality. Yeah. Yeah. Quality. Well, you saw the Finnigan Fox footage earlier. It's fucking shit. But yeah, quality.
Your hardcore gamers are going to push back against that and say, oh, Tommy thinks that cornhole is quality. And again, maybe to you it's not, but keep in mind that maybe you're not our target audience for cornhole.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you wouldn't buy the game in the first place, would you? It's like I've got a PlayStation 5, but I don't buy every game that comes out for it. I buy the games that are interesting to me. Same with the Xbox, Switch, PC. Well, there's lots of games that are not my type of thing, so I don't buy them. But I don't really, Tommy's just covering up for the fact that this 7 out of 10 thing is just a load of bollocks, which is pretty much sums up the Amico.
Fine. I mean, like I say, Brain Jewel, I'm not the target audience, but I'm sure there are people out there that are.
No, well,
but he'll just buy it anyway.
Candy Crush. A million hardcore gamers will hate Candy Crush. Say it sucks. It's not in depth. How dare they? I would never give Candy Crush a 3 out of 10. Yet makes billions of dollars. Yet people, it's their favorite game ever.
Yes, just a game for people with short attention spans.
Yet.
Sorry, I've done that again, haven't I? There is a button I keep pressing. I don't know which one it is.
More people play hours and hundreds and thousands of hours of that game than they do Call of Duty or whatever.
Yeah.
Insert
it's true.
Game
my auntie will tell me that she's not a gamer but plays more games than me because of Candy Crush.
Right? She plays exactly. So
I know. Tommy's picture's just gone.
Game than they do Call of Duty or whatever.
Yeah.
There was a thing Slopes mentioned somewhere where I don't know. I think his his footage, his end crapped out, and so he had to take the footage from Tommy for this last section of the video. That's why the video quality is a bit shit. But yeah, the lies are even more shit. And he'll just continue with those regardless.
It's true. My auntie will tell me that she's not a gamer but plays more games than me because of Candy Crush.
Rubbish.
She plays exactly. So again, and it's going back to what I was saying before. I think sometimes people get hung up in their own little bubbles, and again, that's fine. I appreciate and respect it. But also, maybe those folks can maybe appreciate and respect that although you might not like cornhole or brain duel or whatever, doesn't mean that somebody else will. And we've done enough focus testing to know what people like and what they don't like.
And I mean, a Talky teacher, the Ashen Knight, who's been throughout this whole, been listening in throughout this whole thing. So,
pardon?
Like and what they don't like.
And I mean, a Talkie teacher, the Ashen Knight, who's been throughout this whole, been listening throughout this whole thing. So thank you to that. He actually says, in that case, and I'm going to add to it, without saying everyone, who is Amico's target audience?
Who's our target audience? Our target audience is your family. It's family and friends who, like when we were growing up, Dan, we used to play video games together, in a room, not me and you specifically, but GoldenEye on the N64, Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, Choo Choo Rockets on the Dreamcast, whatever your jam was, Halo LAN parties, couch co-op, and Intellivision, playing Intellivision hockey or whatever, or, playing against each other, friends playing together, friends and family. And yes, we're not saying that doesn't exist. Yeah, you can play games on the Switch that are co-op and PlayStation. Yeah, we've never said ever that those games don't exist. What we said is that those kind of fun in-person types of games, that is our main focus. Simple, easy to pick up and play games.
Simple, just like NFT and blockchain, blah, blah, blah.
102 million people bought the Nintendo Wii. It was the third biggest selling home console of all time when it
And how many are going to buy the Amico? 102?
Came out. My mom bought a Wii, right? My mom didn't buy a Switch, but at the time she bought a Wii, right? And so looking at that audience, who's our audience? It's the 3 billion people that play mobile games.
Oh, hang on. This sounds like a topic for another time. I've got to stop this video at some point, and we've gone for about half an hour almost. Yeah, this sounds like it's going to turn into a bit of a topic, but so I think I'll call this one the day here. Let's go back to he said this before. Their target audience is 3 billion. They're 3 billion mobile gamers and non-gamers. Even though non-gamers will not buy consoles because they don't play games. He's talking about people. He's trying to attract people who play casual games on their mobile phone, or mobile, as he calls it. I mean, I've got a mate. I've said it before. We're in a bar and he was playing Wheel of Fortune on his phone. There is DLC, paid DLC you can buy for that, but the game itself, just to have a bit of fun, is free. There's a basic level, the base game is free, and you can pay extras. That's I don't mind that kind of paid DLC because you know what you're paying for. You're not paying £60 for a game and then paying paid DLC on top of that. But I said to him, that game you're playing right now, that you're paying for free on your mobile, that you can take anywhere you want, would you pay $300 for a console and $10 for the game, only to play it at home? He said, straight away, no. Exactly. He wouldn't. It's just Tommy talking out of his fucking arse once again. But what's new? Tommy's been doing that for 3 years plus, and it's not going to stop anymore. So, we'll call it a day there on that particular one. Then we'll come back for part 5 soon. Anyway, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. In the meantime, please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, click on the bell for all the notifications, and Genesis.